or maybe not.
You're live.
There we go. All right, we're live. That's always a surprise, like when it's going to go live. So yeah, everybody, we are live, and our eXp Canada team is growing. It's actually going bananas, crazy nuts in Canada right now. So I'm super excited to be here today with Pierre Nadeau and Toddfyfe and making this announcement. And as we're starting to really take off in Canada. So Pierre, why don't you introduce yourself and introduce Todd and kind of tell the story of how you two got connected and how this all kind of started.
Yeah, awesome. So Pierre Nadeau from Kingston, Ontario. We joined eXp back about 6 months ago. Prior to that, we had an independent brokerage, and prior to that, we were Royal LePage, but independent for about 10 years, and had a great brokerage there. Actually met Todd at a conference out down east, and hit it off, and we were both having the same pains, and we were just starting to look at eXp, and anyways, we hadn't decided yet, but after we left that conference, we thought, you know what, everybody else is feeling the same pain that we're feeling. So we decided to make the move right after that conference. And then I got a hold of Todd, and I shared a video with him and showed him the model. And you know what, 5 months later, here he is.
So Todd, tell me, what were your thoughts, and this is not uncommon. A lot of times, it's timing is everything for making this kind of transition. What was your thoughts after you went to the event and got to meet some of the people in the company and some of the people that you'd be partnering up with? What was kind of your thoughts coming back after that? Was it something you thought for sure you were going to do, or were you still unsure at that time, or what were your thoughts?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, Jay. Certainly, prior to going to the event and getting immersed into a lot more of the information, the surface information was tempting and interesting, but getting down and having the ability to talk to a larger group, including you, and spending some time with Pierre and his team and Al Stasic, just getting to spend time and understand the business model and what it's doing for realtors across Canada and the US. It was crazy. I said to Pierre, and I don't know, whether it's appropriate to say it on Facebook Live, but some of those sessions I came out of, there was more information packed into some of those sessions than the grade 8 sex education that I did 45 years ago. So the amount that we're digesting right now and putting into place with our team here, and the number of tools that eXp is offering us to become a little faster and more agile, it's exciting, and it's a new page in our book. I get to close a couple of pages on some old books that I had, but we're looking forward and heading in a direction where we can do more for our customers a little faster and be joined at the hip with a really large and exciting group of people.
Right, that's awesome. So what was probably maybe your biggest aha that you've had in looking at this model and what do you feel like was the thing that really sealed it for you to make the move?
Well, I think the biggest thing here is the fact that all of the agents are pulling in the same direction to make it work. And, I don't find that very, very often in a team. Oftentimes, you come across a team and they're all individual sales agents, working for themselves. I got down to this event down in Las Vegas, and all of a sudden it was a great big team. Everybody's pulling in the same direction, sharing information, and just wanting to make it successful. I've never had, Pierre sitting in Kingston is doing nothing but trying to make my business successful. And that's not a common thing when you're running an independent brokerage. So it feels really good to have some people working with you and trying to pull your business up.
Right. And so I'll kind of pose this question because we were all similar. We all had I had an independent brokerage that I moved over. Pierre had independent brokerage, he moved over. You had independent brokerage, you moved over. And so I think for a lot of people that have their own independent brokerage and are always looking for a better way and trying to find what's best for your agents is what's best for you, right? And that's kind of how it always goes. But what would you tell someone about your experience so far and seeing this model, and why why it's so lucrative for you and your agents to join eXp.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's best for the agents, and the light goes on when the agents actually listen to the message of what's being offered. For many years, I ran a successful brokerage, but the brokerage was only successful if it had agents being successful inside of it. And the bottom line in the brokerage is also this: I make my money selling real estate. The brokerage was not necessarily, the big profit center for what I did. So, being part of a larger team and pulling a team of agents into that larger team allows us to drink from the common pool and, share the resources that are making other people like you guys successful. So, we want to be part of a successful team and not have to reinvent the wheel all the time and have, personal subscriptions to all of these things that we need when we can join the team and the team's already got it.
Right. Yeah. I think for the best description that I can come up with for eXp is it's really just a platform for you to, do what you're already doing as an independent brokerage, but do it on a platform that has a whole lot to offer the agents that may be, this difficult as an independent to continue to improve. And, I was looking in the cloud the other day, and I was on Monday. I was looking at the training schedule for Monday, and there was, I think it was 21 hours of training on Monday that was available in the cloud. And, that's just, how do you create that level of value for your agents? That it would be impossible to do. You have to be doing literally almost 24 hours a day training. And so, like, just seeing it continue to grow and continue to expand, and with a lot of great training from some of the top people in the industry, is really pretty amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't get to 21 hours of training in a year, let alone in a day. So, to be able to dial in and hand select the items of training that you want as an agent that day, and then tune into something different the next day, it's far surpasses anything that I could offer.
Right. And so, so as far as the revenue share opportunity, what was that a deciding factor? How big, what are you excited about as far as that goes? And what would you say, how would you explain that part of the opportunity?
Well, the rev share side, it's certainly something that gets talked about because everybody thinks that eXp is a pyramid scheme, and so be it. The rev share side of it is a bonus, and if you concentrate on it and want to work that side of the business, that's great. But certainly there's other spokes in this wheel that make the whole value proposition worthwhile. The commission splits, the training. The connections with people across North America for information and networking. There's too many things going on here to say that it's any one thing. The revenue sharing piece of it, yeah, for sure. In the future might be something that we're going to work on, but we're not chasing that right now because there's too many other exciting pieces to the business to have to look at it right away.
Yeah.
If I can add to that too, Jay, I was talking to a group of people here today, and I just took a break from that meeting, and there's one of them. Anyway, so what I told their group as well today is it's not all about recruiting, because some people think, oh, it's a recruiting company, and it's not, because the training, the stock awards, it's going to make agents better agents. And when I looked at the model, I looked at it and I said, okay, not only is this good for me as an owner, but this is way better for my agent.
Right.
I cannot compete with this for my agent, and they need this. And if they see this before we get involved, they're going to leave me anyways. So
right.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, no question. And to try to explain it for people that maybe don't understand the business model, when you look at how traditional real estate brokerages have always been built, the franchise is the most popular model, and the franchise sells a region, and the region goes and sells franchisees, and the franchisees builds bricks and mortar, recruits agents, And then as agents, we pay these royalties that never end back to the top. And then they share that royalty with the regions. And so that regional opportunity is really a revenue share opportunity on the agents in the region. And so when that's how, when you take away the bricks and mortar and you don't have a franchise and it's just one big company and we're all owners in this one big company, eXp Realty, then you don't have a mechanism for growth. The mechanism for growth would, they would sell a $500,000 region, and then that person would have an incentive to go out and try to build out that region. And so the logical thing to do when you disrupt the business model of a physical brokerage and you do that with a cloud-based office environment, and we can talk about that more here in a second too. But when you do that, how are you going to grow this thing is the next logical question. And so what I think was brilliant that Glenn did was he said, well, we know that the agents are what make the brokerage, so why don't we give them the same opportunity that people that used to buy regions have, and let them revenue share off the agents that they tell. And he was smart enough to look at a successful model that had done this before with profit share called Keller Williams. They happened to be the largest in North America. So he modeled that with revenue share as opposed to profit share after all the expenses of hundreds of millions of dollars of offices and all of that. If there's any profit to share, that you make profit share, where this is revenue share off the top, and you can get earn revenue off the top of every deal at anybody that you bring into the company. So it's a super huge opportunity in Canada right now. I mean, we're seeing. It's exactly like when we joined. When I joined 2017, 2 years ago, 1 month ago, 2 years and 1 month ago. And when I joined at that time, the buzz was like what y'all are feeling right now. And so what I can tell you is that every influencer in Canada is looking, every big brokerage that is looking for a better way is watching and are watching these videos. And what I can tell you, if that's you watching these videos right now, is you need to reach out to these guys now and have a conversation, because the opportunity is huge. Everybody's coming to eXp. That's what happens. We're growing like crazy for a reason, not for any other reason other than that's a better business model for the agent. And so, if you're watching this and you want to know more, but and you've been hearing about it, and you've been seeing the videos here and another person there and another one there, reach out to these guys and have a conversation. Do that sooner than later. They'll give you some of the tools to take a look at some of the videos and see what it's all about. But investigate this opportunity with an open mind. That's all I can tell you. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have been here, and this was the best decision I've ever made. And it's definitely something you want to be able to understand and investigate. So look at it with an open mind. That would be my advice.
Great advice. And Brent mentioned something down in Las Vegas at one of his sessions that resonated with me. He said a lot of people are interested in buying a Tesla out there, and when they're shopping for a Tesla, if they're going to the Ford dealership for information on it, they're getting information from the wrong guys.
Right.
If you want information on a Tesla, give the Tesla guys a call, because there's stuff going on under the hood there that Ford doesn't know about.
Right. That's very true. Everybody has, there's nobody that's going to have a good, a true neutral position in talking to you about eXp if it's not, someone at eXp.
Awesome.
I'm super excited to have you. I just think it's the coolest thing that, there's somebody now within our team and our organization that's on the other side of the country. And, we haven't even been over there to help you. We're doing all this through the world and through, these kinds of calls and things like that. And I think it's crazy. And today I'm in Ottawa working with an excited group of people as well. And we're meeting all kinds of really neat people, and you're one of them. And we're pumped to have you. I'm so excited. I mean, you heard me ring the bell the other day. We're pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
We're excited to be on board, and looking forward to having a Canadian or North American masterminds meeting up here in ski country.
That sounds like a good idea to me. Anything that you'd want to share with anyone that's maybe watching this thinking, I don't know, I might be interested. What would you want to tell them?
I'd say, just don't be afraid to ask questions. Whether you're a consumer out there wanting to know a little bit more about the company, or whether you're an agent or a broker wanting to know a little bit more about the business model that eXp has to offer. you take it from me. I had a lot of pride and ownership in the brand that I just rolled down, because you spend a lot of time building and putting energy and pride into that. But I took a look at the model that was being offered here, and like I said, I did not want to be on the other side of that, and that opened up in my region. So we made the decision to get our heads around and launch it and be part of the beginning of it.
That's awesome. Absolutely. So yeah, now's the time to start those conversations. Reach out to these guys. Reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions if I can. And I'm super proud to be in business with you guys. That's what I love about this business model is I get to partner up with awesome people that are smart and that are adding value to the real estate industry. So it's a pleasure to be involved with you guys and looking forward to helping grow Canada.
Thanks, Jay, for all your help. I mean, I've got, I think Al Stasix on another line in another room right beside me helping another group of guys, and you're here helping me. And, you're helping Todd. And that's what's so amazing is everybody's just, helping. I sent you guys a message last night, and within 10, 15 minutes, as soon as you guys were done your live call last night, you both were like, okay, I'm in. What do you need? What do you need? Right. So
right.
That is very, very appreciated for us guys in Canada. And you said you were going to help us, and you've done nothing but that. So thank you so much.
Cool. I love it, man. And we always will, because that we're incentivized to help make you successful. So exactly. You're never bothering me. That's for sure.
Awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much.
Yep. Have a great day, guys.
All right, guys.
Everybody.
Stay excited.